Hi friends, in this video lecture I am going to explain about loop analysis or mesh analysis in DC circuits for first year engineering students. Myself N. Sivasankar. I have completed my UG degree in EEE department, PG degree in Power Electronics and Drives. At the end of this video lecture, you can understand clearly about the steps to be followed for mesh analysis in DC circuits. Also you can get result easily for the given question. Feel free to contact if you have any clarifications. My mail ID is sivasankarnalusamy@gmail.com. I have chosen a problem for loop analysis. Calculate current through 6 ohm resistor using loop analysis. It is a given circuit diagram. The given circuit consists of 3 closed loops and 2 voltage sources. One is 10 volt, another one is 20 volt. First you redraw the given circuit diagram and then follow the steps. The first step is indicate the branches. That means we are going to indicate the terminals using alphabets. First one started from A and then B. That means 2 ohm resistor connected between terminal A and B, and then 1 ohm resistor connected between terminals B and C. Similarly for 4 ohm resistor, it is connected between C and D, and all the terminals are indicated using alphabets. It is a very first step. Next step is indicate the loop current. Basically loop currents are indicated either in clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. In this problem I have taken clockwise direction. As I said earlier, the given circuit diagram is provided with the 3 closed loop. The first closed loop indicated with the clockwise direction. All the closed loops are indicated with the clockwise direction. The first closed loop provided with the I1 current, next one provided with the I2 current, and the last one provided with the I3 current. It is step number 2. And the step 3 is indicate the polarities of resistors. Basically the polarities of resistors indicated based on the direction of loop currents. Let us consider first loop. In the first loop, I1 is the loop current. If we consider 2 ohm resistor, I1 is entered from A terminal and then it is left from B terminal. That means entering end terminal A, leaving end terminal B. So terminal A side provided with the positive polarity, terminal B side provided with the negative polarity. Once again, the entering end provided with the positive polarity, the leaving end of loop current I1 provided with the negative polarity. This step is followed for all the resistors, and then 6 ohm resistor, and then 4 ohm resistor. So the indication of polarities of each and every resistors depending on the loop current. Step 4 is applying Kirchhoff's voltage law for each and every loop. Step 5 is solve the equations to obtain unknowns. So let us go directly for the solution. Based on the previous steps, first we are indicating the terminals and then indicating the loop currents, and the third one we have to indicate the polarities for resistors. After following all these instructions, we have to write Kirchhoff's voltage law. All you know well about Kirchhoff's voltage law. The algebraic sum of potential drop in circuit elements is equal to the algebraic sum of potential rise in any closed circuit. In other words, the algebraic sum of voltage drop across circuit elements is equal to algebraic sum of EMF in the closed circuit. Based on this rule, we are going to write loop equation 1. For that, we are considering loop ABGHA, that is first loop ABGHA. First, we have started from minus 2I1. So why we have taken minus 2I1? The leaving end is provided with a negative polarity. So started from negative. 2I1 minus 2I1 is the voltage drop across the resistor 2 ohm. And then voltage drop across the resistor 4 ohm. Here the leaving end is minus. So again minus 4 of I1 minus I2. I1 is positive, I2 is negative. Why? Because in the first loop, I1 current is positive, so plus I1. Whereas I2 current is opposite to that of I1, so we have written minus I2. And then 10 volt source also there in the first loop. Here the leaving end of I1 is positive polarity of the source, so plus 10 is equal to 0. Again rewrite the equation. That means we are simplifying. 6I1 minus 4I2 is equal to 10. That gives equation number 1. Now consider second loop, that is BCFGB. In the second loop, we have 3 resistors. First one 1 ohm resistor, 6 ohm resistor, and then 4 ohm resistor. 4 ohm resistor is connected between loop 1 and 2. 6 ohm resistor is connected between loop 2 and 3. For this, we are writing the loop equation using Kirchhoff's voltage law. First one is minus 1 I2. That is voltage drop across 1 ohm resistor, minus 1 I2. We are writing it directly. And the next one for 6 ohm resistor. Here the leaving end is negative, so minus 6 of I2 minus I3. I2 is positive, I3 is negative. Why? Because in second loop, loop current I2 is positive, so plus I2. Whereas I3 is opposite to that of I2, so minus I3. And then 4 ohm resistor, which is in between loop 1 and 2. For this, voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor is minus 4 of I2 minus I1, where I2 is positive and I1 is opposite to that of I2, so minus I1 is equal to 0. We can simplify this equation. That gives 4I1 minus 11I2 plus 6I3 equal to 0. Consider this equation as number 2. Now consider third loop. So third loop is CDEFC. CDEFC. Here loop current is I3. In third loop, one 4 ohm resistor and 20 volt source and 6 ohm resistors are connected. The voltage drop across 4 ohm resistor is minus 4I3. Minus 4I3. And then consider 20 volt source. The leaving end of loop current I3 is negative polarity of 20 volt source. So minus 20. and then consider 6 ohm resistor, that is voltage drop across 6 ohm resistor. Here minus 6 of plus I3 minus I2. The reason for plus I3 is the loop current I3 always considered as positive in third loop, whereas I2 is opposite to that of I3, so minus I2. Simplify this equation, it gives 6I2 minus 10I3 is equal to 20. Consider this equation as number 3. Now we have written loop equation for all the 3 loops, indicating equation 1, 2, 3. From this equation, we can solve easily to get the answer. For that, we are going to apply Cramer's rule, which forms matrix. Here, consider del value. First row is 6 minus 4 0, next row 4 minus 11 6, third row 0 6 minus 10. In the first row 6 minus 4 0, all are indicating the values given in equation 1. For I1 current 6 ohm resistor, for I2 current 4 ohm resistor, that is plus 6 minus 4, and then I3 value is 0, 0. That has been written in first row. If we consider second row, it is taken from equation number 2. The constant near I1 is 4, that has been written here. The constant near I2 is minus 11, that has been written here. And then in second equation, the constant near I3 is 6, that has been written here. Similarly, for third row, taken from third equation. Here 0 I1, so 0 written here. Plus 6 I2 plus 6, minus 10 I3 minus 10. After solving, it gives the value of 284. That is very primary step in Cramer rule, finding the value of del. And then to decide current through 6 ohm resistance, we must calculate I2 as well as I3. I2 as well as I3. Why? Look at the circuit diagram. Here 6 ohm resistor, that is calculate current through 6 ohm resistors. That 6 ohm resistor connected between loop current I2 and I3. That means loop, second loop and third loop. At a time, 6 ohm resistor is experiencing I2 current as well as I3 current. So, to calculate current through 6 ohm resistance, we have to find the value of I2 as well as I3. For that purpose, the I2 value can be taken from D2 divided by del. Similarly, I3 value can be taken from the ratio between D3 and del. How is it possible? First we have to know. Already we have taken the value of del. After that, for finding I2 and I3 current value, we are considering further matrix, that is D2 and D3. To write D2, we are replacing second column from del matrix. Listen here. Here the first column 640, second column minus 4, minus 11, 6, third column 0, 6, 10. To write D2, we are replacing second column using the right hand side of equation 1, 2, 3. Minus 4 neglected, 10 is written. Instead of writing minus 11, 0 is written. Instead of writing 6, 20 is written. In this way, del 2 is calculated. For calculating T3 or del 3, we have to replace third column using the right hand side of equation 1, 2, 3. This is what applied here. The value of D2 is minus 320, value of D3 is minus 760. And the I2 value is minus 1.1267, I3 value is minus 2.676. Finally, current through 6 ohm resistance is the difference between I2 and I3. I2 is minus 1.12, I3 is minus 2.676. Finally, we are having the value 1.5493 amps that is flowing from terminal C to terminal F. Thank you all.